Hey, what's going on, you guys? Got my buddy RJ and Sewell show. Yes, we're running 5 minutes late, and no, we're not being on CP time. We had some technical difficulties. RJ, are you okay? You good to hear me now?
I can hear you well enough.
Okay, well enough. Hopefully, so we're gonna let a few minutes go by and make sure that everyone can hear us okay. Um, Here, I'm logging in right now on my iPad to make sure we get everybody on. We'll just let it sit for a second here. All right, give it a second.
How's your day going so far?
Man, it's crazy. It's good. Little nuts at the same time. So good nuts, I guess I could say that.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm grateful. Every day we get to. It's a blessing, to say the
Absolutely.
least. Yeah, making sure our privacy, because Facebook likes to try to, you know, crunch us down, which we don't want that. Cool. We're good. We're just gonna give it a few minutes to see some people get in. So, guys, so look, my name is Brian Sewell. I'm with Guild Mortgage. This is my good friend Richard James, otherwise known as RJ. And we started off this podcast last week. We've done a couple of things before then, but one of the things we want to do is just come into it, educating you, letting you know about everything finance and real estate and insurance, um, buying real estate, why it's important, and why you also need to protect your asset. And that's where RJ comes in. So we just want to educate you. The show, we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk a little sports. We get that in. We're going to talk a little real estate, what's hot, what's going on. We'll give an example. We'll answer your questions. Uh, but the one thing we're here to do is just educate and make sure you are fully aware of all your options and why now is still a great time for you to buy a home. So RJ, give the folks that didn't hear you last week a little bit of background on yourself.
Yeah, gladly. So, again, my name is Richard James. I'm with American Family Insurance. I've been there for almost 30 years. Um,
We old,
and
y'all. Oh,
I am getting old, but that's a blessing, right? That's the goal. uh, but I actually stumbled into the insurance industry when I found insurance, I was actually leaving the mortgage industry as an underwriter, and I wanted something that was a little less cyclical and more stable. And the reason I say that is because I was leaving a company that was shutting down, and it was a large lending institution. Um, but I did a little research, found insurance, talked to some people that I knew in the industry, and decided to give it a go. And so almost 30 years later, here I am, still here, still with the same company I started with. Absolutely love the culture, and I love the way we do things at American Family for the customer.
absolutely. And I mean, I think that's the piece that you said it's education. You go through the process. I mean, so many times years back, and no, he's not old guy. We wiser. I tease him. I can poke him a little bit, but we'd make sure that everyone had the right information, so they're not just wetting tissue and throwing it up against the wall. I think it's so important, especially when you talk about making such a critical decision or a large financial decision, that you understand all your options. So um, that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a little bit of that. We're going to have a little fun. You know, RJ, also known as Jerry Rice. We're going to give you some sports. You can talk about that story a little bit too. But, it's, I think it's so important that we were able to connect here. It gives us an opportunity for 30 minutes to come into your stream, or maybe you're getting off working a little bit, and we can just talk real estate. And it's tax time too, man. They should be thinking about buying property.
Hmm.
What's going
Absolutely.
on in your world, RJ? And I'm not delaying. I'm just kind of updating our post.
Yeah, yeah. Are you talking personally or professionally?
Yeah, all the above.
All the above. So my daughter is heading back home. She'll be here in a couple of weeks from coming back from out west, and she's been out there the last 2 years. I am excited to have her back home. That is my little basketball buddy, and she's a dad.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great relationship, so really excited to have her coming back. Um, my wife is doing her thing in the industry. She's in HR, and she is a phenomenal resource for me and for many of my friends when we have HR questions. And for me, coming back to I've been on the sales side of insurance for probably the last, wow, 25, 26 years now. And I absolutely love working with customers. But the recent change for me, as you know, I retired from the corporate side and I came back to being an agency owner. So I'm an entrepreneur. And again, education is a big part of what I do. It's a part of my value proposition, and can't wait to help more customers learn about what insurance does for them.
Yeah, I
How
think it's
about you, man?
important.
What's going on your side?
A little bit of everything. So crazy day today. We helped a lot of people get qualified this week. It's been a very productive week, to say the least. I probably spoke. Today's Wednesday, right? I
Today
probably
is
spoke to
Wednesday.
about 70 some people. I gotta look at my CRM. It's been crazy so far, though, but it's good. I love helping people. The market's hot. Although, I will tell you that the Fed stayed steadfast. They did not cut the rates.
Hmm.
We can talk about that for a minute, regardless of how you might feel about certain people that run this country. Still not a
Hmm.
reason not to cut the rates. Cut the rates. Get off your high horse. But no, I mean, look, no one knows exact. I mean, I think the rates are going to come down in the future, but I do see this as a opportunity um, for people that's on the sideline to go ahead and get on the game, play
Yeah,
Monopoly, y'all. That's what it's all about. Because we
excellent.
really think about life is a game of Monopoly, isn't it, RJ?
It is. That board game. Honestly, we used to play that when I was a kid. We would have family board game nights, and
Good memories.
Monopoly was a favorite in our house. And I had no idea how much it would teach me about adulting.
Hmm.
But there was certainly a lot wrapped up in that game in terms of how you invest your money on real estate. Some of the penalties you may face, such as taxes, and the one of them I have not encountered and hope to never encounter, and that was prison. But that was thrown in there too. Um, so Monopoly, it is a pretty good microcosm of life. But hey, man,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. You're fine.
I was going to
Just
ask
I'm
you a
talking to the
question
chat.
about mortgages and lending.
Okay.
So,
What you got?
when you look at what you do, it's mysterious to people sometimes, right? They get ready, they're excited about maybe buying a piece of property. Maybe it's their first time, maybe it's their 10th time or whatever. But what are some of the misconceptions that you run into with home buyers about the mortgage process?
It's a lot. I mean, it's so funny. I was talking to my cousin. She did a tea with uh, Chantel. I forget the name of the show, but it's a really cool show. We did it yesterday. That's terrible. I'm sorry, cuz. Love you. Tips with Teas. The show was amazing. So it was called Tips and Tea. Now there you go. I got it. But so we were talking about this though. I think that buying a home, a lot of time, especially in our community, they think it's like buying a car.
Hmm.
It's not the same thing. Like, one goes up in value, one goes down. You want to guess which one it is? Now, for the most part, there's been some situations where we've had, cars go up in value. You get classic cars, that 1967 Ford Mustang, Eleanor. Man, that's a
Yeah.
beautiful car.
Hmm.
Uh, but but for the most part, cars go down in value, and houses is another way for you to, in my opinion, to build generational wealth, and at least get you started, get your the next generation to go on the right path. And do you have to jump through some hoops sometimes? Sure, it depends on your situation, but um, I really do believe it's a vehicle that we can use that allows you to put your family in a better situation. And we talked about this yesterday. It's also just kids grow up, and I don't have the direct quote and story about this, but kids are in a much better situation. Their stability, there's stats that show, and they do all these studies. I'm sure Harvard has done this, right? To say, hey, these kids are more likely to be successful, not only having your parents in the home, but being somewhere you're not moving every year, right? So buying a home and buying investments, I think or it's just so hard they want to give up. I just gave you a lot there. Sorry, I didn't have one.
No, that's good. So I love that answer. There's a lot wrapped into being a property owner, and you mentioned generational wealth as one of the components there, or one of the benefits of owning real estate. Lately, I've had conversations with people, and they've said things to me like, I'm finished owning. I don't want to own anything. I just want to rent. And I ask them, why do you feel like that? And some of them don't want to be bothered with any maintenance. Some just don't want the responsibility of owning any property whatsoever. What are your thoughts on that? When you hear that, what do you say to people, or how do you respond to that?
It depends, right? Who asked me that question? I'm being funny, but you know my personality. Like RJ, if you asked me that question, we're close, I'd say, hey, I'm not handy. I'm not. I don't. Lord bless my stepdad's heart. I got so many things in here with him. It's something that that he would say to me. Different sayings he would say. I was trying to see if I got one of them hanging up, but he would always say, "Man, you better make a lot of money because you don't know how to do nothing with your hands." And that's not all the way true, right? You can pay someone to do it. So, like, I tried to cut my grass a couple years. It was a year ago. It was always the beginning of it. I was like, I cut my grass, right? And I hadn't cut it. I haven't pulled out a lawnmower in probably 10 years because I didn't own one, right? So I was like, I'm out here cutting the grass. I got an electric lawnmower. I was like, I'm about to keep up with the Jetsons, right? Not the Joneses, the Jetsons. Man, I'm farting around with this thing. I mean, we got a lot of land. And I'm like, listen, this is, and I couldn't get it to cut no more. I did it for like 3 or 4 weeks, and my wife was like, all right. So I called my guy up. And I was like, hey, can you cut the yard for me? Get back on the schedule. So yeah, pay him $50 a week. That's $250, whatever, a month, $200 a month. But don't worry about the yard. So if you say, I don't want to pay for stuff. So you're probably like, Brian, why are you saying that you make the money to do that? Well, you do too. You're just paying your landlord to do it. If the taxes go up on your property, because in our beautiful state of Illinois, we like to charge tons and tons of money in taxes. So all my politicians here, and I got a couple of friends as a politician, one on each side, by the way. I'm like, both of y'all stink. I love y'all, but y'all both stink because you need to go in there. And I want you to get on there and say, I'm gonna cut taxes and really mean it. But and that's on both sides. I wish I share equal responsibility to both of them. But you're gonna pay taxes. People say, oh, the taxes are too high. I'm just gonna rent. RJ, let me ask you a different question. And I'll answer. I think I kind of asked you, try to get to it. If you're a landlord and I raise your taxes by $2,000 a year, you paying that out of the goodness of your heart? Who you gonna charge that to?
It's gonna go to the tenant.
Right. You're not going. Yeah, you're a good Christian. You love Jesus.
Absolutely. But the tenant will pay my tax hike.
Right. Exactly. So the point is, whether you're paying, the difference is if I'm that tenant, RJ got the benefit of me paying his taxes. He gets to write that off, and he has an asset, a vehicle that's going up in value. Compared to, I'm saying I don't want to be responsible. Well, again, if you're like me that don't like doing all this, and there's some things I put together, guys. I put some chairs together, but my wife talk about me all the time. But I work with my brain. I'm a numbers guy. Okay, like Kevin Hart say, I that's not my fight. I go with you. You want to go? You mess with my family. I'll go with you. But God didn't bless me with these carpenter hands. Although they're rough and stuff like that. I'm being funny, but at the end of the day, I hear that all the time. I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to pay for a furnace. I don't want to do this. Look, you put money up for that. The thing is, if you buy a home right now, and if it's, let's say you bought a house for $300,000, which you're not finding much for 300, but still $300,000 at 5% increase. So you're talking about what, like $15,000 a year over 10 years? That's $150,000. Quick math, that's $450,000, and that's not including compounded appreciation. So let's say it's worth 400. I mean, it's probably worth 500 at that point. Now I went from buying an asset that was 300 to where it's worth 450, 150 grand right there. Plus I get to write off the interest, the property taxes, right? So I'm putting myself and my children in a better financial situation. So, okay, I'll tell you, I've lived, and I'll use that example, and I'm long-winded. RJ, you're going to talk more. I'm going to shut up in a minute.
No, we good, man.
You know, I bought my house 11 years ago. You know, we bought a house, and, you know, I'm not going to say what I paid for, but it's pretty much doubled in value in 11 years. I had to write a check basically for $8,500 about a week and a half ago because my furnace went out. My house doubled in value. Am I complaining about that? Yeah, I did at first. I was from furnace, and it's on me because we neglected one of the furnaces. So we were, you know, we not being responsible. We should got to get that checked every year. Now I'm on a plan. RJ, you should have told me to be a responsible adult and tell me I need to check the furnace.
I thought that plan came with the castle you bought.
No, that's not. No, we supposed to know these things, man. You older than me. You supposed to tell me these things. We have like, I've been in the mortgage business for 24 years. I'm like, hey, check on it, yeah, get things done. We got get the filter changed, right? Anyway, so we're being funny, but I'm giving you an example. Next extreme examples that where, hey, yeah, the furnace went out, but my house doubled in value. And you could say, well, my landlord would have took care of that. And if RJ's the landlord, your furnace went out. I will put you on the spot again, RJ. You're a good Christian. That furnace goes out for $8,500. Are you pulling that out of your reserves? Or is there a possibility that somebody's rent might be going up $100 a month?
Let's see. I pay $8,500 for a new furnace. Trust me, it's built into the amount of rent that I'm charging. I may not raise your rent specifically for that thing, right? But at some point, the tenant is going to pay for all the maintenance I do on the building. And here's the other thing. The tenant has to pay for my mortgage. They have to pay for the taxes on that property as well. They're going to pay for maintenance, and they're going to pad my pocket. I have to get a return on my investment, right? So now, rather than them just paying a mortgage, they are paying my mortgage plus some.
So do you get to write off those taxes? No, as a tenant, do I get to write off the taxes?
None.
No, right. I get nothing. You know, I'm just giving it all to him. So if I make $100 grand, Uncle Sam's just gonna look at me. Hey, he made 100, and I'm taking his money. So I might get 60, 65 grand at the end of the year. If you own a home, you get a little bit more. Talk to your accountant. But we're having fun. But it's just the point is just so you know the benefits of home ownership. So yeah. So you were asking me that's a myth. Yeah, I think so that, my landlord is going to take care of everything. No. You're taking care of everything. If you're like me, maybe you're not the most handy person, and that's okay. I'm finding more and more men aren't as handy, RJ. RJ, I don't see you building houses and stuff like this. I'm gonna call you out too. You sit back and say, yeah, I'm tough.
Yeah, we've built a couple of houses in our time.
Not with your hands, you did. You paid somebody to do it.
Yes, we paid. We had a contract. We had a mortgage through Brian because he's the only one that ever does our mortgage. He's the only one I trust with it. But yeah, we paid somebody, and I watched them build it. I stood outside like this.
Yeah, I can put some Legos together. You can mess around. But no, I'm being funny. But I want to know home. Don't be afraid. That's another thing. Fear. We talked about that yesterday. Faith over fear. Look, sometimes these are the first time. Maybe people first time college graduates, first time home owners. In the family, they've been told no, and they don't know the opportunities. There's so many programs out there to help you, but I still think you should have a plan. Have some money put aside just in case something comes up, because it will.
Absolutely.
Life hits you. Maybe it's not the furnace. Maybe it's the dishwasher that needs to be fixed. I got a solution for that, though. You can get those kids to wash the dishes. But, I'm married, so I bought a dishwasher.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's old school. That's how it was. That's when I was a kid, we were the dishwasher.
Yes, we were. Everything. Mop the floors, clean up, took the garbage out, everything. Cut the grass. That's why I don't like cutting the grass no more. I don't even own a lawnmower anymore. It's gone. No, I ain't never picking it back up again.
Yep. I'm with you on that.
I'll move my snow, though. I got a snowblower. I do that. So.
Well, yeah, you better have a snowblower because, we just got over the last Sunday, we got 6 inches where I live, and
Mm, same.
uh, I didn't get a chance to get it before we went to church. But that night, I came home and I had to take care of the snow. It was really cold out there, and 6 inches of snow. We have a nice long driveway. We have a patio in the back, plus the walkway in the front. It would not have
Hmm.
been fun if I didn't have a snowblower. Matter, well, it would have been less fun. It was not fun at all, and it would have been less fun if I didn't have a snowblower.
Yeah, no, no. I'm glad I got again. That's another story. You know, I got that fixed too. So, RJ, I know you be talking. See, we too cool, we too close because RJ takes shots at me, so I have to be on my guard. So I get him first. So I'm like, no, let me get a couple swings in first, so I don't get that. So I started telling the story. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna give him no more ammunition. So my snowblower works, and I use my snowblower at the end of the day. But no, that's the thing, guys. I mean, seriously, we joke to have fun. Buying a home puts you in a better situation. You're worth more. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his family. And I don't believe that just me, man. I'm saying man, woman, it doesn't matter. You leave an inheritance. You make life better. You know, we can get on that soap opera too. That's one of the things I
Mhm.
love about you, RJ. You made Cameron's life better, right? It shouldn't be, hey, Cameron, you're 18. Get out. Find a place to live. Figure it out on
No,
your own. That's not how God meant for us to be. You don't throw us away. Sorry, I'm getting off going from real estate to life lessons. So listen, teach your kids, help them make their lives better. Don't make them lazy and not want to work hard. That's not what we're saying. We're saying, but make it to where, you know, that they get a head start. They should do better than us.
absolutely. Yeah, and, it's to your point. Our goal has always been to give Cameron a head start financially. You know, we are better off financially than our parents were in this house, and I want Cameron to be better off financially than we were. At her age, and give her that leg up. Um, in fact, one of the things when she graduated from college, we told her, don't rush out and start renting. Stay here in the house, um, rent from us. We're going to take your money and put it in a savings account, but we wanted her to get used to putting that money away that it would have cost for rent. By the time she got ready to move out, she would have been making a purchase rather than paying somebody else's mortgage and taxes. That was our goal for her.
Yeah, it's a good plan. I mean, that's
Hmm.
the thing, right? You just plan for better, and that's all. I mean, buying a home, insuring a home,
Absolutely.
right? Um, you know, it's to me is like one of the most important things we can do.
Hmm.
All right, so we talked a little mortgages, we talked a little faith in there, talked some family. Anything in the sports world you want to hit on?
Yes.
What you
So
got?
in the 90s, who were we cheering for?
Jordan, the Bulls,
Absolutely. So the Chicago Bulls ruled the 90s, right?
right?
Um, in the earlier 2000s, who were we cheering for? We had the baby Bulls, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Kurt Heinrich and
Well, after
Derrick
him,
Rose. Yeah,
Derrick Rose,
Derrick
right?
Rose. Yeah.
So Sunday, I think it was Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, maybe Saturday night, they retired Derrick Rose's jersey.
Oh yeah, I saw
So
that.
he was in the house with his family. Um, his jersey is now in the rafters with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Jerry Sloan, and Bob Love. And so there are only 5 jerseys ever retired. I think they
Scottie
said,
Pippen. Forgot about Scotty.
I did not say
Oh,
Scotty?
maybe you did say him.
Okay,
Yeah, maybe
I
I
think I
forgot
said,
about him.
yeah, I think I said Scotty. Jordan, Pippen, Sloan, Bob Love,
Love.
and Derrick Rose. Yep. So his jersey is up there in the rafters now. I think I heard somebody say the only person who can ever wear that jersey is his son, which would be pretty sweet if that happened.
Would be. I heard he got a nice game too.
I haven't seen him, but
I didn't see
I
him either,
would
but I did
imagine.
hear. I heard he got a nice K. So congratulations, D Rose, man. What should have been, man, those years. Only if he wouldn't have got hurt, I believe that he would have stopped at LeBron James. You know,
Yeah,
but that part is because congratulations, D Rose. That part of sports I love the most because I think about is that dude. He wasn't a big fan of the three of them, LeBron and Bosh and Wade.
yeah,
You know, I was thinking about that All-Star game, and they was all dancing. He's like, I ain't doing that with y'all, man. I love that. I love that Chicago dude. You know,
absolutely.
I love the fact, and RJ is a good soldier. I can tell y'all some dirt on RJ though. I'll share that next week. But RJ is a good soldier. He's always usually good kid. Don't say much. I don't think At one point in my life, I would say I never heard him cuss, but that's not all the way true. So, so
I think you heard the other
I
guy.
would. Yeah, no, we'll tell that story next week. But no, so I was one, you know, because I went to the last couple Bears games, man. When he beat Green Bay that second time, and it was like Ben was like F Green Bay. Oh, he said it, right? Part of me, don't care Christian now. My Peter said like, yes, yes. And then they were interviewing one of the players, and they heard him in his shower. He was like, F them, F them. And then the third part of it, what I love, and they called him up, say, hey, you're not being a good team sport. How do you feel about that? He's like, we don't like that team up north. And I talked to George, and he agrees with me. F them. So I'm like, yes, it's fighting because we just change it. And I know Caleb gives the jersey stuff. Like, listen, we don't like, listen, I'm licensed in Wisconsin. Y'all want a loan, I'll help y'all.
Yeah,
But when it comes to sports, we don't like y'all.
yeah,
We just don't
absolutely.
like it. No.
Yeah, you know what? And that's a rivalry that goes back a long, long time. You know, um, we growing up, I went through some really, really bad years with the Bears, and we've seen some recently too. But I remember when all we had was, Walter Payton. It was Walter Payton right, Walter Payton left, Walter Payton up the middle, and you know, the big thing was as long as we beat Green Bay, and it's good to see our coach, our new coach, taking it on too. He barely shook the coach's hand. The coach up north barely shook his hand after we kicked their butt to kick him out of the playoffs.
The steal from your boy Stephen A. Smith. That dude.
Oh man,
Man, no, but you know what? I'm with you, RJ. Just hey, we don't like that team up north. And I
yeah,
hope
yeah,
the fact that he said it, you say, I look forward to being. He's kind of slick about, I'm good at impersonating people, right? I look forward to beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
yeah.
That's beautiful,
He was
man.
pretty smooth the way he slid it in there.
Like he kind of looked around and he's like, they don't even know each other. They know each other now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, hey, RJ, remember this is another one. Remember that time we were playing? I forgot what it was, you and I talked about this off air before. When we were playing, we used to play at church on Fridays and Saturdays, and I forget what it was, but it was one of the teams that I really didn't care for, and I was like, we got on there. I said, I've been waiting for this.
I do.
It's like, it's
I
kind of
do
one of those.
remember
I'm like,
that.
I can't wait, and we whooped them, right? We
We
won that.
did.
I was like, we look might have been hurting with my knees and ankles after that, but we got them. I was like, I've been waiting
We
for this
got
all week. I forgot
I
why
do
I said
remember
that.
that. That was hilarious. Hey,
Yeah,
those
some
are
good
some good
times.
times though, man.
Absolutely.
Fantastic fellowship. And
Yeah.
it was funny because as much as I know we both love basketball, the thing that got me up every Saturday morning was not actually hooping. It was
Mm-hmm.
actually spending time with the brothers that were there, or brothers and sisters, because we had some young ladies that shot
Your
ball
daughter
with
used to
us.
come down and ball with us, boy. You drop some
Yeah,
people off. You know.
absolutely.
So yeah,
Yep.
she used to get it in too. Man, I haven't
Hmm.
played ball in forever. But yeah, so so the show, RJ and Sewell, we talk a little business, which we did, right? You need a
Absolutely.
mortgage, need insurance, come get us. We gave about 15 minutes of that, 15, 20, and then we talked a little bit of faith, right? We got a little scriptures in there and we talk a little sports. I think that's been for 10 minutes, whatever. So we get a little bit of everything, but that's the point, man. We're gonna have fun. We want y'all to get to
Hmm.
know us a little bit. The most important thing I can tell you, man, I trust RJ with my life and my kids. I mean, I know he's the same way with me. It's just simply look, we're gonna do things the right way when no one's looking. A lot of times you trust your biggest investment you're gonna make in your life to some spaceship company. I'm not gonna say their name. Right? I got some jokes, so I'm not gonna bring it out. You know, you got to get me when I got a little look at me. but no, I mean, see, you trust these people. Oh, I looked online and said, do the research, right?
Yeah.
Do and see if it's something that is this person really don't have my best interest in mind?
Hmm.
Plain and simple, right? And then, and I can tell you that for 100% fact, RJ will, and I will. But I don't like tooting my own horn, so I'm gonna brag on him. He'll take good care of you. You can just put Brian Sewell Mortgage, and you'll see we got 300 5-star, or almost 300 5-star review. There's a couple people that gave me lower scores, and I know the two that did. One of them was a family member, so I don't like you for that. And then the other, it wasn't that bad, but they just, some of those. And then I had another one that's real special, which we ain't gonna talk about them, but just know that they special. Y'all make it better because I get more calls because my, when the rating is 4.9, it's better when then it's 5.0 from what I understand. So those are not paid for
Absolutely.
reviews. Believe me, I did not pay anyone to give me a bad review or a low review.
You know what? Brian will not toot his own horn, but I'll speak for him. The reason I trust Brian is because I've seen him in action. I know how he takes care of his customers. Matter of fact, I am his customer multiple times, and as I
Appreciate you.
said, nobody touches my mortgage except for Brian Stewart. It doesn't matter what mortgage company. He could change mortgage companies 100 times. He's the only
I
one
didn't do that though.
He's the only one that will ever touch my mortgage. I've known him for a lot of years now, and like I said, he is a man of principle and good character, and he carries that with him in every aspect of life. Um, you know, his work included. And when you work with Brian, he's going to take care of your mortgage. He's going to get you to the closing table, but he's also going to, educate you along the process as well, so you know what you're getting into. And if you're biting off more than you can chew, you can count on Brian to tell you. And trust me, it's not a hate thing. Brian, it will never be jealous of what you have. It is
Not
purely
worth it. Yeah.
he's looking out for your best interest. So if he tells you that you're biting off more than you can chew, you better start looking at it. You better take heed to his advice. Um, but I love working with Brian, and as you can see, we have a good time just interacting as well. So Brian, always, man, you my brother.
Hey, feel the same way about you. And we went a little over. We want to give y'all a little bit more. We're gonna have the technology, the kinks worked out. We're gonna do this consistently. We're gonna educate. We're gonna have some guests. So we start looking at that. Uh, I want to make a quick announcement because I haven't done this. RJ, I know I kind of told you about it. We got to talk off air about a couple of things, but we are doing a charity golf outing. It's going to be our first one. Now, Guild has done a ton of them. It's our first one with our local in Seven Bridges. I'm going to put. We're allowing some sponsors. We're going to put the sponsorship information. If you want to just buy tickets for our golf outing, which I think it will be pretty amazing. It's going to be, let me just give you the info on it. Of course, I can't pull it up now. Look at me. I want to do this stuff because I almost forgot. So there's sponsorship opportunities. It's going to go to a good cause. We got 3 main charities. Let me pull it up for it. I can tell you more about it, so I'm not winging it. All right. So Guild for Good is going to be June 3rd, Wednesday, June 3rd. Shotgun is at 9 a.m. Our sponsors are Fields Friends, DuPage Pads, and Northern Illinois Food Bank. I mean, not our sponsor. This is what our charities are for. And I'm just going to see if I'm really good at technology here. Let's see if I can share my screen. I can. Look at me. I'm getting back to the good old. All right. Let me know when you can see it, RJ. Yeah. Boom. So here we are. So yeah. So this is. I'm going to put the link inside of here. Pull this up really quick.
That's a really nice golf course, by the way.
It's one of the best.
I'm sorry. Let me say that differently. I've heard it's a really nice golf course. They've had some PGA events there, so it must be really nice. So, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, RJ, we'll talk. I want you to golf with. So I'm going to golf. I want you to golf with me, but if you want to put a sponsor, so you can. So to become a sponsor, you just hit this button right here. I put the link in there, guys. So all you got to do is hit that. Let me make sure I put the right one in there. Yeah, Guild Giving. So if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, let me know. Reach out to me. You got the information in there. This is for June 3rd. It's for good cause, man. We're gonna have all our top guys there. Phil's Friends, DuPage Pads, Northern Illinois Food Bank. RJ, I'm putting it on you to remind me to do this every week until we get closer, so we can get these filled. And if you want to golf, join it, register. Let's get you a foursome in there. Like I said, all the proceeds are going to a good cause. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna get some gifts away. Look at this golf course, man. This is beautiful. Like, this is like, all my golfers out there. I'm getting better, RJ. I've been playing. I'm getting better, baby.
All right,
so
I'm gonna have to take some lessons again.
Yeah, me too. But this is fun. Hopefully, the rain is held back. Think about the wonderful time we're gonna have. But no, I hope that we can get everyone to join that. So that information is in there. But no, this is fun. I mean, I love doing this. I love educating. The time we get to do that, get to hang out with my buddy here. I would love to go out and play a little basketball game. Dude, I haven't played ball in like years. I've been working out, but there's a difference between basketball. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we should, call our old friend Pastor Dick Owl up and say, hey, man, open that gym back up. Say, come on.
I'm sorry. You know what? I take it back. I did play. I played a game of 32 one day. I went and worked out, and I went in the gym to shoot around, and both of the baskets were occupied. I was like, it looked like two guys are getting ready to play a game. Another, was a father working out with his kid, and I remember those days with my daughter. I was not going to interrupt that, so I was about to leave. The two guys were like, nope, come on in here, man. Come on down here and play with us. So they talked to me into it. They were much younger than I am, and I actually beat them in the first game. They made sure.
How'd you feel after the first game?
What was that?
How'd you feel after the first game?
I was exhausted.
Okay.
I was exhausted, but I couldn't use it as an excuse. They were they just finished working out too. So, but they're younger than me.
They're younger.
Like 20 years.
So that means they didn't have to stretch. They just got out there, just started just playing, just ready to go.
Right.
Yeah. Remember those days?
I do. I remember them well. I long for those days. I remember I used to hear people say the youth is wasted on the young. Now I understand what they meant.
Wisdom, spitting out some wisdom right there.
Yeah.
You still got a little young, and it wasn't too late for Abraham. Don't tell Cheryl that, but look, we should do something, man. I mean, I'd be down for it. I'm getting the itch again, which is weird. My body ain't ready to do it, but I'm starting to get that itch to want to play. I'm saying, guys, be young, have fun. It goes. But I remember seeing guys, and we played with some of them with Brian's crew, Nooner and them, and they would be guys in their 60s still playing.
Yeah.
Moving up and down the court better than us.
Yep.
So, we got to get back to it. I've been working out just about every day, so little stuff. So we should get back to a little bit, or maybe half court, 21. I need to shoot free throws. I don't want to keep playing 30, 32. That old game, y'all remember? That's a West Side game.
Yeah.
You don't get tired. They just keep going, keep making.
Exactly.
That's that youth. Like, come on, get some more. I got time for that. I'm too old for that. I'm gonna hit the
one
bucket.
I like 21. You get to rest by shooting those free throws.
3 free throws. Remember, they want you to shoot threes. I don't want to shoot threes. Let me shoot my little 12-foot free throw. You hit that in, get in rhythm, then I'll get another bucket on you. Then we do it again. You try to go around chasing you around. It's a good time.
Absolutely.
All right. Look, I hope y'all got something out. At least y'all got to know us a little bit better. But we're going to be doing this. We're going to educate. We're going to have some different guests on. We'll talk. We're going to bring more things of value. But we want to at least get to know our audience here a little bit, get y'all to know us. Let you know we're going to take good care of you. If you're looking to buy, sell, refi, whatever it might be, give us an opportunity to help you. RJ will insure all your stuff. He's with American Family. They're a top-rated company. He regardless, American is awesome, but he is going to make sure that stuff's right. RJ, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Best way to reach me is by email. My email address is rjames1@amfam.com. Amfam like American Family. rjames1@amfam.com.
And
We
I
look
just
forward to
put
hearing from you.
post here. Yeah, so you can reach out to RJ. He's with American Family. And then I'm just going to give you mine as well. So I'm just put our team Sewell email in there. And then you guys can reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you and, you know, do a plan for you, get you to the home with your dreams or buy that investment. We got so many different programs, but we're going to talk more stuff with more programs. I'll bring some ideas, some programs of the weeks and things like that. We'll educate you as investors. Get your friend. We want the audience to grow. You know, hopefully we can stop Facebook and the rest of these guys for suppressing this stuff. We want you to see us, and I'll do a better job of, you know, making sure we're on time too. But if we're ever late again, just know it's RJ's fault.
It was my fault.
No, it wasn't. It's my fault too. All right, John. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, everybody.